And luckily so far, at least as far as I can tell and that I've seen, maybe someone out there can prove me wrong, but this hasn't yet affected individuals. So banks in Europe are still paying like, 1 basis point, so 0.01% on your money. But for institutions, it's certainly a problem because they have so much, there's so much capital that they can't just go put it in a storage shed, right?
And they're international organizations, right? So they need to be able to keep their money in a place where where they can access it easily and send it across the world easily.
Right, exactly.
So,
So,
go
so
ahead.
if you look, I found Bloomberg reported actually that $7 trillion of government debt around the world is actually currently yielding an interest rate of less than zero. So investors are willing to lose money on $7 trillion of capital, essentially, to have a safe place to store it.
Yeah. So not only is it just having a safe place to store it, but some people are saying that part of the reason people aren't moving it is just it's convenient to have it in the bank as opposed to underneath your mattress.
Right. So that's one of the things. And it's kind of weird. As we think about it as individuals, you wonder why would anyone ever go out and buy a bond that pays a negative interest rate, right? It's just like so asinine to even think about that you might give someone the opportunity to use your money for a short amount of time and get less back. But one of the things you have to understand is there's actually a way to make money from this, right? So you could buy a bond at a negative 1% interest rate and sell it at a negative 2% yield and actually make money because the bond will go up in value, right? The basic premise behind
Oh,
bonds is if interest rates go down further, the bond value goes up.
that makes a lot of sense. I hadn't actually even thought about it that far. I was just like, let's
Right.
talk about negative interest rates. That
No,
is
I mean,
really
it's kind of
interesting.
speculative, you know? So, like, obviously, you're still taking that risk that interest rates don't go lower and you end up losing money,
Right.
right? So you end up getting paid off and you've accepted that negative yield.
You know what would be really interesting is if that negative interest rates stayed low for long enough and then they continued to become more negative. I think that it would have to change like payment structures, wouldn't it? People
Uh,
would have to, they'd say you can't pay up front, you have to wait 60 days to pay.
Right, yeah. No, it's that's the interesting thing, right? Is that if you lose money in a negative interest rate world, you might have done better than you should have.
Yeah.
It, it's completely asinine. So, and normally negative interest rates are usually, something that's associated with, say, deflation, so prices going down. So maybe in nominal terms you've lost money, but not in real terms. So prices are going down faster than you're losing money on your investment.
Right.
But that's kind of scary too, because you could, so let's say you run a business and prices go down by 5%, okay? So you paid your employee $100,000 last year. And this year you say, hey, you're getting a raise, buddy. We're going to pay you $98,000 because prices went down by 5%. This is technically a raise.
Oh my
And yeah,
gosh. I
yeah,
feel
there's so many, just beyond financial reasons, there's so many social costs that come with this. And economists call it sticky wages, is that businesses would prefer cut people than cut people's wages because it's a horrible thing to try to convince people that this is better for them.
right. This is crazy. I feel like I don't know if it's just like being leftover sick or I don't know. I feel like I've eaten a substance that is not legal.
Right. No,
Um
totally fantasy land, right?
yeah, it's crazy.